gaming can be a form of escape. And what better way is there to get away from the madness of reality than by taking a solitary dive into the worlds crafted by talented developers around the globe. In this video, I take a look at 10 single-player games that you should be on the lookout for in 2021 that will help transport you into another reality. Let's go. Have you ever dreamed about being a cat that can wield swords and guns and has mastered Kung Fu? Of course you have, and lucky for you, thanks to New Studio Experiment 101, your dreams are about to come true. Biomutant is an action RPG set in an open world game, and it looks like it plays similar to the Devil May Cry games, but with a very unique art style and setting with some crazy looking characters. The game has a crafting system and an interesting feature called mutations that change the genetic makeup of your custom-made cat over time. Apparently, the decisions you make over the course of the game will affect the story. Biomutant is due for release on 25th of May and is coming out on the PS4, Xbox One and PC, and is playable on next-gen systems through their backwards compatibility feature. The sequel to the brilliant Horizon Zero Dawn, Guerrilla Games are surely onto a winner with Horizon Forbidden West. Due for launch this year, but with no solid release date yet, this highly anticipated open-world game sees Aloy journeying further west to a future apocalyptic version of America to investigate something that is killing off all organic life. I expect Forbidden West to be quite similar to the previous game, but with even more stellar visuals, new foes, weapons, refined mechanics like swimming underwater, and diversity in environments to explore. This one is sure to be a great game. Resident Evil Village is a direct sequel to Resident Evil 7, adopting the same first-person perspective that was put to such good use, but amping up the tension. The main antagonist appears to be a very tall lady called Lady Dimitrescu, and there seem to be all sorts of weird foes to contend with, like werewolves and ladies that turn into insects. The game seems to depart even further away from the zombie roots of the old games, but Resident Evil Village looks set to amp things up in a positive way and capitalize on the successes of its predecessors. The game is due out on May the 7th. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart finally has a release date, and it looks like gamers who have been lucky enough to get their hands on the PlayStation 5 will get to enjoy Insomniac's next-gen platformer on June 11th. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is a proper next-gen game, doing things that could not be done on last-gen consoles, by putting the PS5's blisteringly fast SSD to good use, allowing Ratchet & Clank to navigate through multiple game worlds in a matter of seconds, with no load times. Insomniac have been on a roll lately, and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart looks absolutely fantastic, replete with ray tracing goodness, tons of enemies and physics, and a lot of character. I have never played a Shadow Warrior game, but Shadow Warrior 3 looks absolutely insane. Created by Flying Wild Hog and published by the equally insane Devolver Digital, Shadow Warrior 3 is a first-person linear single-player game filled with over-the-top action that's reminiscent of Duke Nukem and Serious Sam, but injected with modern-day mechanics like wall running, grappling hooks, and gory melee combat, all happening at a blistering pace. The enemy types and bosses are so inventive and strange, and Unreal Engine 4 is put through its paces because the game looks absolutely lovely. No specific release date has been announced, but Shadow Warrior 3 is slated for a 2021 release on PC, Xbox and PlayStation, which most likely includes the last-gen and next-gen consoles. Another PlayStation 5 exclusive, and one that has been delayed from March to the end of April, Returnal is a third-person sci-fi shooter from the excellent studio House Marquee that gave us the brilliant Resogun and Nex Machina. You can kind of see some of the Resogun influences with all manner of projectiles being fired at you, but now, as a proper 3D game, it's going to be really interesting to see how well House Marquee fare with the added dimension. The gameplay looks hectic, and apparently the title is supposed to put the PlayStation 5's adaptive triggers to good use. If you have a PS5, do not sleep on this one. Just look at the gameplay for Kena Bridge of Spirits. Does this look like an indie title to you? If anything, this looks like a Pixar movie, which is a huge testament to the talent at Ember Lab Studios. This is a timed console exclusive for the PlayStation 5, and Sony seem to have done well money hatting this one, because aside from its gorgeous looking visuals, Kena Bridge of Spirits' story and gameplay look just as promising. The game is due out for release in the first quarter of this year on PC, the PS4 and the PlayStation 5. .343 have had mixed successes dealing with the seminal Halo games, but with the final game in their trilogy, you can bet that Halo Infinite is going to be big on the single player campaign. A lot of noise has been made about the open world nature of the game, but only the Halo hardcore truly know the significance of the Halo ring this game is set on. Zeta Halo, as it's known, houses incredible history in the Halo lore, and you can bet that all manner of surprises await gamers in the campaign. This is one of the most anticipated games of the year, despite the controversy surrounding the visual quality that was shown last year. I think Halo Infinite will deliver one of the best Halo campaigns in years. Yes, I said it, and we will find out if I'm right or wrong this fall. The fact that we are getting a Psychonauts sequel fills me with joy, especially considering how Tim Schafer and his studio Double Fine have always delivered critically successful games, but they've never managed to sell loads. Microsoft have acquired Double Fine Studios, which hopefully gives Tim and his team all the impetus to deliver the best Psychonauts game they can. If you didn't play the original game, Psychonauts 2 is based on a 3D platformer following the antics of a psychic called Raz, not Gaz, in a world where psychic powers are the norm. The game's unique art style and character design are great, and it remains to be seen whether the sequel can modernize the platforming elements to bring them up to snuff to the modern age. The game is coming to last gen and current gen PlayStation and Xbox consoles and PC this year. This is a reluctant addition to the list, not because God of War Ragnarok isn't worthy. Oh hell no, God of War Ragnarok is perhaps the single most important single player game in this video. However, there is a big question mark surrounding the actual release date. Namely, not many people think it will actually make an appearance this year. Either way, if it does drop in 2021, gamers will be pleasantly surprised, and this will be Kratos' year for sure. God of War in 2018 breathed in a whole new lease of life into the series, and whilst we haven't seen any gameplay for Ragnarok, one can imagine just how incredible it will look with the power of the PlayStation 5. Hopefully Atreus is less annoying in this one, and we get to enjoy more variety in the enemy types this time round. Personally, I cannot wait. Those are our top 10 single player games for 2021. There are a lot of great games that just missed out in our top 10 spot, and no doubt you will have your own top 10 list of games. Please let me know what games you think are missing from this list, or which one in particular you are hyped about. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and share it as it helps immensely. Peace out.